everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sylvia and this is SM Simple Budget. How are you? So today we'll bring the cash stuff of our binder, me and my partner. But first of all, I'm going to show how the way I calculate my budgeting. So basically I want to put down the time just for actually cash stuffing if you don't want to see this part. So I will put below the time and you can skip it. But I have so many requests with my friends. How do I do this? Actually, my sister said the same. How the hell do I do this? So I'm gonna just demonstrate the way I do. This is one of the million ways to do. So, but first of all, I'm gonna explain how I ended up here with this amazing cash stuff method that I'm really glad that I found it. So basically it happened before COVID. So me and my partner Wally have this joint account and we have everything there. So the savings, the holidays, for the car, for pay the bills, everything, it was just in one only account. So all the time we were going on holidays or something, we could like save £5,000. We were going on holidays, we come back like £2,000. It was like we were seeing like nothing was actually saving, if it makes sense what I'm saying. So then we ended up and we could save around, if I was not wrong, 10,000. That thousand was that time was enough to buy or purchase a house. And COVID hit. So when the COVID hit, for our surprise, we managed to save more money than actually before, because we were staying at home, we were still getting our salary, not full for me, but still it was the 80% I was getting, that was more than enough. And we managed to save during like 1 year, less maybe 17,000, just staying at home, paying the bills, because we are not going out, we are not travel or eating out, we didn't spend any money. So then the COVID finished. So I don't know if you have this feeling, but I'm the person that loves to travel and I needed to go everywhere. So I just managed to buy, we went to travel, we spent loads of money and we ended up, if I'm not wrong, with 8,000, 9,000 pounds. So we spent that money we saved in 1 year that quick. It was no control. And all the time I have this feeling that where the money goes, like it was no control at all. So then I quit my job because I wanted to go for, I really wanted to take my course that I took, the NIBOSH, Health and Safety. And I was around 3 months without job because I really wanted to focus and to take that course, and I didn't think about anything else. I mean, I have money saved, so that's why I took that decision, but all my savings were gone, totally. So that's why I needed to start to work as soon as possible. And yeah, and then I was like struggling to get up again, or with all the budgeting, with all the money and money that I borrow from our savings, all this stuff. And I remember it was Christmas and I was at home and I saw my first video from Kristen, Intentional Living. I remember that she was putting just a bunch of money in the envelopes. I didn't get it, what the hell she was doing, but it was clear that she was saving money. So I went to the beginning of the videos that she did and I started to follow it and then make sense what she was doing. Like in the same week, I saw Iris budget as well. So I follow Iris since January, beginning of January, end of December. And I love it as well. And then I found all of you after that I'm following as well. That is great. But in the beginning, they were the ones that actually helped me to understand what is actually budgeting. And I've been following since then. I'm very grateful. All of you are stunning the way you do. We do all the different ways and all of them works, if you realize. But yeah, so this is the little story I have, and I ended up starting to do this, and I don't regret it all. It is being amazing. We are be able, with the same salary, with everything, we pay everything. We save much more than we were saving before. So if we have credit cards, if we have everything, my advice is rid of all of that. I know that always the banks make like having a credit card is the best thing ever in the world. Can be for some people. I'm not saying that is not, but for me, that I was overspending all the time and have no control. I was going to the shopping when I was really tired, and I was buying like 300 pounds in clothes that I didn't need it, and most of them I didn't like it, and I just ended up giving back to the charity because actually I didn't like it to see them, but I didn't went to the store to request the money either. You know, like it was like very not good decisions. So since I started this method, everything changed. When you actually physically see the money goes or going, you feel the pain. So that's make you stop to overspending all the time. And other thing is stick to the budget and never spend more than actually you earn. So if you are getting £2,000, don't spend more than that. Don't create credits on you, because this is kind of a snowball, you know. As much credits you have, a much more interest you need to pay. If you don't pay interest right now, you're gonna need to pay some time, because the 0% interest is not forever. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the credits are not good, but it's good for who knows how to use it. People like me that I didn't have any control, that was not good at all. So basically, this is my advice. This is not actually you need to stick with it and follow it. It's just really up to you. But now I'm going to show how I do this. So basically, what you're going to do, if you are alone, you just put your salary. If you have extra money or extra income, just put it. But I'm going to put with me and my partner what we put together per month to our joint account. So per month, we decided to put 1,350 each one. That this is 2,700 pounds a month. So you put all your income, doesn't matter, passive income, salaries, extra passive income, from how you call I totally forgot now. Anyway, it comes up. Anything that you have income, just put it. Then what you're going to do, you're going to go for all bills you have, like rent, water, electricity, gas, everything. And you're going to put everything in together, and you're going to calculate how much do you actually spend a month paying bills. When I'm saying bills, can be Netflix, can be Amazon, everything. Just put it, because usually they are fixed. That's what you're gonna pay per month. So we have now rent. So if you're asking, this was not our bills before. I used to have a car, so we needed to double the car tax and the car insurance. I sold my car because it was not necessary at all. And I was working in city center, so it was no problem at all. I could take the bus, especially because I cannot car park in city center. So rent, we pay £960. The council is 181.85. Electricity and gas, we pay 143 per month. This is always fixed. I decided to put as fixed, and I will explain why. This was a trick that we found out. We didn't plan it, actually just happened. It's because most of the people pays, depend what they spend during the month, but this is actually work for us this way. So in the winter, our average payment is 143. Was 2 years ago, is not anymore. Now it's more like £200 with the raising cost and everything. But anyway, And in the summer, we spend around £60. So during the summer, or during this time, it's still a little bit warm. We don't have the heat on, not in our, not in here. So what's happened? We create a credit. A credit is a good thing on this one, it's not a bad one. So that's mean if I'm spending £6, that's mean I still have, sorry, I'm very bad with math. We still save £83 a month, more or less, is not the same thing. So this 83 is gonna build up a credit on the company of the electricity and gas. So that's mean in winter, I will have credit to spend if I go over 143. I hope that this makes sense for you. So during the summer, I'm still paying 143, but actually I'm spending £60. But then in the winter, if it goes up of £200, so instead of this one, I will need to pay £200. I still have the credit to take that what I saved up during the summer, and actually physically I don't need to pay this one because they're gonna take from the credit that I build. I hope that this makes sense. If you want me to explain, I can explain again. So this makes me save lots of money. If I'm not wrong, we turn off the heat on May. I think it was the end of April. And we didn't turn on any heating since then. And our credit is already goes as £400. So that is mean I have this £400. If it's going over, I have this £400 they're gonna take. I don't actually need to pay it because I already pay it from here. I hope that makes sense. So then water is not fixed, but our average is 25, but I always put 40 just in worst case. The internet is 34 and 49. Car tax is 28.95. And the car insurance is 55. 55 and 35. I hope it's like this. Sorry for my numbers being so, because I'm not used to write on so straight way. So TV is 10. TV is for us to be able to see Portuguese channels. I know we should save this money, but it's something we sometimes really like to see, like Portuguese channels. But anyway, when you calculate all of this, mine is gonna end up as a 1,000. I can do for you with you. So 960, 185.81.95, 143 plus 40, 34.49, 28 and 95, 55.35. I hope that I didn't miss anything, and £10. So the total that we actually spend in our bills is 1,453.64. So other thing that I could recommend is if you have loads of, like, I don't know, Amazon, Netflix, CBO, I think I said something, or or Disney Plus, something. Check if you actually need all of them. For example, I was paying a gym for more than 1 year and I went there just 3 times. I know that you have all this motivation to go to the gym and be healthy and everything, but if you're seeing that you cannot stick with it, and don't have this idea, oh no, I have to pay because I need to find a way to go. This is never gonna happen. Didn't happen for me, and I was still paying for 1 year and a half for nothing because I went there just 3 times. That's what I'm saying. Check all your bills and actually check if you really need them. And everything else now is coming now, you always need to ask you 3 times if you actually need that. I was a very impulsive shop buyer. I always buy everything that you can imagine. I remember that always when I was very tired, I was spending £300 in clothes. Like, could be every month, could be every 2 months, depends. I was just like having a day off, let's spend money. I work hard, let's spend money. The thing for this is spend wisely. That's what if you actually need it, just go for it. If you want to enjoy your life, like go out with your friends, that's perfectly fine. Just wisely, if it makes sense what I'm saying. Anyway, so then groceries, you need to check your family, if you have kids, if you're not, what is the priorities and everything. But for me, for my partner, the groceries is £200. Especially because all my jobs, they offer food. For my partner, it's not the same situation, but they offer food, so I think it saves at least £100, believe me. Going out and fun, we decided that we're gonna spend £50. This is because we decided that to enjoy and going out or having a dinner once a month. And £50 for us is perfectly fine because we don't drink alcohol or we don't spend money with nothing that, so it's fine. Cleaner, we spend £160, and this brings the total. By the way, so for this £2,700, you're gonna take the 1,453.64, and it's gonna be 1,246.36. I'm gonna put a fixed number, so I will calculate for 1,245. The other £1.36 I can put on the savings, is not that much, but it's better than nothing. So from this money, you're gonna calculate how much you're gonna spend in expenses. In our case, we're gonna spend this month in October 410. So that means if I'm taking 1,245, if I'm taking from 1,245, that's mean I still can use sorry, I still can use £835, if it makes sense. So we don't have any debt right now. I mean, we're gonna have mortgage, but we don't have nothing, any credits, anything now. So here we don't calculate, but in case you have, you always can do the snowball method. Sometimes the people say that this is not the best way they work for them, but that's fine. It's 1 million ways to deal with the credits. So imagine that you have the credit one. You always go for the one that is with a high interest, a part of the mortgage. The mortgage usually is not actually included on this one unless you don't have anything else. So you're always going for the percentage of the credit, or the credit that you have. If the amount is too high, you always can start with the smallest one and take that money and put for the credit number 2. And then you can take the money from 1 and 2 when it's paid and pay the credit number 3. And this we call the snowball. So, for example, if you have, imagine, £200 on your credit number 1 with, for example, I don't know, I'm just gonna 8%. But then you have the number 2 as a £500 with 10%. So you always can choose to pay this one first or this one, but usually is going for the smallest amount, and then you take this amount that you were paying constantly as soon as you finished, and you pay for this one extra of your regular payments, if it makes sense. And this we call the snowball method. But for us, we don't have anything, so we're gonna skip this part. And then we're gonna go for saving funds. So our saving funds, the holidays that I budget for our holidays is 100 for now. But if you don't know how much you should put in your holidays or anything else, just go first for your priorities. So for me and for my partner, the priorities is the groceries, the cleanup, and the car. So we always put that money first, and then with the money left, we arrange. And for savings as well. We arrange. So appliances, because I already calculate how much it's going to be, I will put this way. It's going to be £10. Car, we always put, or lately we are putting 100. Christmas, 10. And birthdays, 10. So this is going to be 230. That means from 835 that we're coming here, we're going to take the 230, and that means we still have 605 to spend, or not, because I forget something. I put in a new envelope that is decor, that is decoration, but decor looks more fancy, if it makes sense. And I budget for £50. So instead of 230 is going to be 280, and I'm going to take £50 from here, so it's going to be 550. I'm going to put a new one, sorry about that. 555. I put decor because now when we are moving to our house, we're going to need to decorate everything. We're going to need to have curtains, we need to have rugs, we need to have everything. So I started to put a few money for that. So that's mean now for savings, in my case, I will put towards to saving 555 this month. And this is the total that I put it, and it is the money, oops, that remain, that is 0. So from 2,700, we pay our bills, we pay our expenses, we pay our saving funds, in credits if you have, and we still manage to save. But the most difficult part, I'm not gonna lie to you, is to stick to the budget. You're always gonna have things you want to buy, the new iPhone, for example, or the new jeans that you saw, or you want to still spend this money. You can still spending, just budget how much you can spend, and never spend more that you actually earn. So if you earn £2,000 a month in your salary, don't spend more than that, because then you're going to create credits. This is my biggest advice. So now, after all of this, the way I do, we're going for the second part. So the second part, you can divide by week. When I'm saying by week is, and the way we do, me and my partner, we do once a month. We don't actually do weekly, but on my binders, I do weekly. So what you can do, so I have £200 to spend all the month. You can budget £50 in each month. That is going to be £200. Or going out, I don't believe you're going to find too many restaurants and you can eat actually for £10. But anyway, you can budget £10. And then the last week 20, or the way around. And in the end, it's going to be £50. The cleaner is £40 a week. So for me, this is easy. So you can ended up, we spent 160 holidays. You can put 30 in the first 2 weeks and then 20 in the last 2 weeks. That is going to be £100. Appliances, you can just decide to put once in the week, or you can put 555, or whatever works for you. Car, you always can do the same thing, or if you don't want to put too much money, you can put the opposite way, and then you put 30 when on the holidays is 20, just if you want. Christmas, you can do the same. Birthday, you can do the same, and you have, or actually you can put 5 here. Sorry, I'm just scrubbing everything around. 5 here, 5 there, and still has 10. And then if you want to calculate how much you should put every week towards to the saving, just put 555 and divide by 4. is 138.75. So I always put, for example, 135, oops, 135, and then 135 is multiply by 3, 405, and then less 555. That's mean in the last week I can put 150, and this is gonna 555. This is the way I calculate. So, or you can do the other way, that sometimes or most of the time I do as well. So we have this amount to spend, 1,245. So what you can do, 1,245 divided by 4, oops, 1,245 divided by 4, and you can project for each week 310 that you are allowed to spend, and then multiply by 3 minus 1,245 can be 315, and the total will be 1,245. So it's million ways that you can calculate how much you can spend, and then you can calculate everything here. For example, £50 plus 10 plus 40 plus 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10. I want to put this as a 10 and 135. So it's 315. So instead of you putting in the end, you can put it on the beginning. You always can adjust. Nothing is actually fixed. It's something that you always can adapt. So here I actually gonna spend in that week, or spend or not, saved 315. And the same here. Always make sure that match with the one you projected for your week. If it's not, you can always adapt the same way I did here on the top. And then is the time that you're gonna collect the notes from the bank. So I always check how much 50s and 20s and 10s and 5s do I need. For this case, I will put, for example, groceries, I will put as 20. So I'm gonna put 20, 40, 50, and then other 10, and then the cleaner I will put into 20s. Holidays I will put 120, 110, appliances 10, the car 20, Christmas 10. This case I'm gonna put just as a 10, and the house probably 250s, and then 20, 30, 5. And then I will just calculate. For example, here is £100, 40, 80, 120, 140. If I'm not wrong, here is going to be 140. Here is going to be 20, 40, 60, 70. And here is going to be a 5. So then you just need to calculate £100 plus 140 plus 70 plus 5, and you have the 350 pounds to take in notes for the bank. This is the way I do. If it's too complicated, that it probably will be that complicated for you, you can always check the video again, or you can request me to do it in most easiest way. But if you go forward and back, you may be able to understand what I have done. If you don't, I always can find another way to explain this to you. So this is the way actually I calculate. And now is coming the magic, that is put the money in the envelopes. That part you don't see it, and that now I'm gonna just, there we go. So now is coming the magic of putting the envelopes back, the money in the envelopes. So now I'm gonna take my box to help me with the money. I have my papers that I will try to put it on the side to see if you are able to see it. So then usually is this part, sorry, my battery ran out, so I needed to manage to find Battery, I'm being speaking for too long. And even the phone just switched me off. Anyway, so I was calculating everything. So now, after you took the money from the bank, this is the weekly way. I'm doing the monthly way, but this was just to show you the weekly one. I calculate, and on the top of this, my partner pay back to our savings, that the money that we borrow. So basically, if you are new, we took money from our savings, and now we are paying everything back. So my partner this month paid of 850. So I'm gonna add it on this cash stuff this month. And with a total of 1,245, that is the money after the bills, I added 850. That is the total of 2,095. Let me see, 2,095. So we should have here 2,095. And let's count if everything is fine, hopefully. So, oops, let's see. We have 500, 600, 700, and 800. I will just put the 50 apart. So this money is the one that is already in the bank, that like transfer, and I was just putting here to add in our envelopes. And then 800, 51, and 51,000. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 1,600 pounds. 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2,000. And now we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. So 2,095 we are cash stuffing this week. So now is when all the magic happens. So we're gonna take the money that you budget this week and you're gonna put on your envelopes. So, and actually, the good thing is I need to take some money back. So let's see, from groceries I have 40 pounds. I truly forgot of this part. Dining out, we went for a dinner other day. We were keen to actually save it, but then my partner, we barely see each other lately. We speak or we contact each other by phone, and all the time I'm leaving, he's sleeping, and all the time he's arriving, I'm sleeping, so we couldn't manage to be anyway together. And the buffer, as usual, I'm taking. This time, I'm not gonna put any money on the 2K, and probably I'm not gonna be able to put for a while. It's just because I will need to take this money back anyway. So for that reason, it's no point for me to put it and then take it again and restart it again, especially because it's frustrating me a lot. I always, when I'm putting something, I want to complete it, and not be able to complete it and take the money early, that frustrates me a lot. So I decided to not start now until the things are more or less okay with the house and we have everything, the basic things for the house. So this money I will put apart and see what I'm gonna do later. And now, but yes, how many do we have? 20, 40, 50, and 60. It's not that much, to be honest, but anyway. So now let's start with our cash stuff. So groceries, I budget for 200 pounds. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. I prefer in 20s because we always have this way. We do the big shopping in the beginning of the month. We buy the all basic like meat, rice, pasta, the things that can hold for all entire month. We buy it, and then I like the small notes for going to buy the few things like fruits or biscuits or yogurts, milk, this kind of stuff. So that's why I always like this one. So let's confirm 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. In groceries, there we go. Dining out, as we budget, where it is 50 pounds. 2 20s and 1 10, so it's 20, 40, and 50 is going for dining out. And then buffer is taking, oh, I didn't pun it this one, but anyway, it's gonna get £10. And now cleaner, she's always getting 160, so 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, and all 20s are gone. Is going for the cleaner that I will need to put the money apart already. So then the car, we budget £100, so I will add 250, so now we have 150 and 20 in the car. There we go. Travel, we budget £100, so now we have in holidays, let me see, let's put 220s, 100, 200, 300, 450 and £500 is on holidays for next year to Portugal. Christmas, we're just gonna put £10 this week, so this month we have 120, 40 and 50 for Christmas. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna spend all this money and the birthday in the house, so I'm already thinking for the new envelopes for next year, especially because this one's damaged all the binders. I don't know if you are able to see it, but most of them are already damaged, so I probably gonna go for other type of envelopes next year, not for now. Now £10 for the birthday, so we have 120, 40 and 50 for birthday. And electronics, I budget £10, but I'm gonna take from here, to be honest. Wait, sorry. I'm gonna take from here for now, and then I will arrange. So it's gonna be 50, 70, 90 and 100 for appliances. To be honest, right now it's not our priority because the new house is coming with all the appliances like fridge, oven, dishwasher, washing machine, dry machine, is everything there. And now the savings. So on the savings, I will add this £50 as well. So I will put more than actually expected. I think I'm gonna put 605. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, and 20, 40, 55. So 655 is going this time for the savings. And in total in savings we have plus my partner's money as well. This month was a good month actually, just money going to savings. I'm not gonna condense now, I will condense when I need to condense. So let's see how much do we have now. We have 1,500, 2,000 are in the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 50 and 5, 1,500 are in the bank. 56, 57, 58, 59, 52,000, 3,000, me and 2,000, 3,000, 51, 20, 40, 60, 75. So we have 3,175 are in the bank. That is great. So that is the video today, guys. I hope that you like it and you understand, and I hope I explained most of the things that you need to know or you wanted to know. If it's not, comment below, I will explain the next video. So thank you so much for watching and have a lovely week. Be kind to each other. Bye.